said to him, hey, what about this company in San Diego? He's like, I'm not going outside of Palo Alto, Okay. So.
Have you been to Menlo Park?
Pardon? He wouldn't. I mean, he lives in Menlo Park, so he'd go to Menlo Park. It's talk about strange. We were negotiating with a couple of team members for this company in San Francisco. Normally, when you see a change of control provision, there's a termination for good reason, right? Which says if the company does something, then I can quit for good reason, and there's like full acceleration. So they put in, normally you see if the individual is forced to relocate more than 50 miles. So there was the individual marked it up and said, no, 16.5 miles. I'm like, what? Yeah, this is change of control provision, there's a full acceleration if you get asked to move to Palo Alto. And he goes, yeah, that's why I put it in. From San Francisco, it'll get to Burlingame, but it won't get to Palo Alto. So if I have to work in Palo Alto, there's a full acceleration. I'm like, crazy, it's like 20 miles from San Francisco. Anyway, so the convertible debt, this is great, but let me just say this. People get so hung up on convertible debt. They say, you know what, I'm raising $500,000, so I have to do convertible debt. Well, you know what, if somebody offers you a pre-money valuation of $20 million, and you don't think you'll be able to do a Series A and a $20 million pre, sell equity, not convertible debt. Right? The only reason you want to sell convertible debt is if you think that you can get a higher pre-money at the Series A that you can get right now. So if somebody gives you a killer deal.
That could also be crippling though.
Yeah, I mean it could be if it's way out of whack. But at the end of the day, if I say to my clients, look, if you're selling convertible debt and there's a $2 million cap and a 20% discount, and you can get a $6 million pre and sell equity now, probably better to sell equity now. Because the cap is so low, so they're going to convert it into cap. And so why accrue the interest and have the debt on your books? Why not just sell them equity now? So I think it is very fact dependent. But again, I think people say, oh well, I'm raising this amount, so therefore I have to sell convertible debt. I think you have to look at all the different factors, and if the cap is really low, then what's the cap?
I think more often here convertible is done because they don't want to get into establishing a valuation, etc. At this point, rather put
Right,
them,
but
if someone's giving you
such a low cap,
I'd say usually the investor is the one who pushes the.
Right, but if they give me such a low cap, I would say, why should we do convertible? Why don't we just do a price round? Because you put such a low cap on it that it's not benefit. It's no real benefit for the company. And it also depends on who your target investors are. I mean, if you're talking about micro, we just did a deal with Salesforce and Bullpen Capital. They each put in up to, I think it was the whole thing was 2.5 million. We did it on convertible debt, but they wanted convertible debt. They gave us a cap of 25 million, so it was okay. But they wanted it because they wanted shares in the next round. So that's what drove that. But if it's a high net worth individual and they're giving you a really, really low cap and you can get away with selling them stock and just be done with it, do it. So this is one thing that I see a lot of, clients says we're going to do convertible debt. I say, okay, great. We're looking at the funding strategy. So what's your next round? Oh no, we don't expect the next round. Okay. Okay, convertible debt is the whole premise of convertible debt is, hey, it's convertible into the next round. If you're not selling the next round, you're not going to have a very good story. You're going to look really, really silly. Yeah, this is our plan. Okay, so what's it going to convert into? Oh no, we're not doing another round. Non-dilutive debt and stock. This is, I don't know if you guys do a lot of venture debt here. So there are a number of venture debt firms in the US, like in Square Bank, Bridge Bank. So if you get funded by a VC, they'll put in a certain amount of money and give you a line, essentially. So you can really, yeah, but they know because there's an institutional VC going in that you're solid, So if you're going to raise $10 million, then you only have to raise $6 million. You can do $4 million in terms of venture debt. So they take very small warrant coverage. It's really a fantastic way to go because it saves you a lot of dilution with a venture debt. Do you guys do, you guys?
So I have to.
No problem. Do you do a lot of venture debt too?
Well, I don't think it's that big in
Not a
Israel.
lot. There's
No.
Viola do a little bit.
Viola and Creos.
Yeah, but that's about it.
Mhm.
Well,
Not-
you know,
it's not
I don't think
very
it's
common.
bigger.
well, you know, if you guys get funded by like Battery or Cayman, because I don't know, Cayman's here, Battery,
Yeah.
Mhm.
Axel,
Mhm.
NEA. And if you get funded by any of them, I would look into like,
Battery
Bridge.
do also, yeah.
Mhm.
yeah, Bridge, Square Bank, a number of these institutions.
Well,
do
SVB
venture
are,
debt.
have a
Right.
Yeah,
office here that they push that a bit.
yeah, hey, it's great for the founders because it's less to do.
Very often, if the companies are at that size where they're raising, I mean, it's only really applicable in a large round. Usually, when you're at a round of that size, your headquarters, or at least a big portion of the company, isn't in Israel anymore. So there definitely are the funds in doing those rounds here, but you'll usually also be exposed to you know, funds and those kind of debt
Yeah.
structures.
Well, but you know, at the Series A, we explore this at the Series A.
In Series A, really?
Yeah, so we're not gonna get $5 million, so if we raise it $5 million, maybe we'll get $2 million, you know, but it's non-dilutive and it's cheap money.
Well, rounds here are a little bit smaller usually. Like a typical round A in Israel won't be 5, will be, you know, 3.
Roger, thank you very much. I'm really sorry. I have to.
No,
leave, but
sorry to
Thank you.
keep
This
you
was
waiting.
this
We'll
was
wrap
great.
this up.
Thank you very much.
No problem.
Goodbye, guys.
Are you guys using safes here at all?
Oh yes, we
Yeah,
use safe.
Recently,
Yeah.
recently they became very
Yeah.
big.
They became
Recently
big
they're
here.
replacing convertibles a bit.
Right.
So I don't like safes, and I'll tell you why. So it's a construct
I
of
just want to hear
safes.
that.
Okay.
I just want to hear that.
Oh, okay. I really love them. I just wanted to keep you. No. So the reason I don't like safes is because people have this conception. They came out of YC. It's a fully negotiated thing, and therefore it's not really subject to much negotiation. So I'll tell you what I've been doing with my convertible debts that no one really does, which kind of gets me to the same place. And I've been doing this for probably 15 years, and most of the time I win. So what I do with my convertible notes, I have 3 trigger points for conversion. I say, in the event of a qualified financing, it auto converts. In the event of a change of control, it auto converts at 80% or whatever the common stock is being applied for. But then what I do is a little different, is I say, in the event that we haven't consummated a qualified financing by the maturity date, the note auto converts into common at the cap amount. So,